So this Mazda 3 came with two fault codes to us. One was the P258b and the other one is a P0101. So the owner is an engineer and he knows a bit of a car or about the engines, and he was aware that, and even I told him that the one fault code is a P258b is related to the vacuum pump, but usually when they go bad, they don't go bad just on their own. This is the vacuum pump. So usually they go bad because of the worn camshaft, so the shavings get into the vacuum pump, damaging it from internally, and it can't produce or maintain the vacuum. And surprise, surprise, let's have a look at the camshaft. You're looking at here. So I would say it is extremely excessively worn, and underneath the last video I received a comment that what if they are too worn and not pushing the valves. The thing is, it's not only them which are pushing the valves all the time, but the middle section as well. So the valve is pushed down, but not through the whole range when it needs to be pushed down by them. So because the question was, what if they get stuck or seized, and hence it will trigger again the P0101, because the P0101 is usually getting triggered by this one, the worn camshaft, and by the carbon buildup which is there. But I guess he drives longer journeys, because I can see it's not that thick. It looks quite okay. I believe it will be quite easy to get that removed. And also I've checked the live data. The oil pressure is fine, that is very important. I've checked it, but to add to that, look at the engine. It looks like it had very frequent oil changes. I mean, apart from the camshaft, it looks beautiful, nice and clean. But what I've checked with the scan tool is the exhaust pressure sensor, and the readings weren't where they should be. So they were, I believe, 20 kPa less than where they should be. So now I'm going to remove that pipe or rubber hose and check the pipe for blockage, and if it is blocked I will unblock it and replace the exhaust pressure sensor and also the drive belt, because it has those linear cracks. So now let me get that bad boy out, the camshaft, swap the new in. Also, when we do the camshaft job, we always replace with that, because I get asked that a lot as well. We not only replace the camshaft, and neither you should. Also, you need to replace the rocker arms, these one, the thick ones, and the tappets, at least 4 underneath them. And you need to check the rest of the tappets for softness. So if you can compress the tappets, they are not good. So without further ado, let me remove the camshaft, put the new back in, remove the rubber hose, check for blockage, and then get it unblocked if the pipe is blocked, and then replace the sensor. And also the vacuum pump. I still need to remove the vacuum pump. It is held by 4 bolts, 2 on each side. So one here, one down there, and another 2 on the other side. Now I'm testing the pipe for blockage. So use the air gun, blow it in there, and see if smoke puff is coming out from the side, which was coming. So that means the pipe is clear, and the sensor was going bad and giving lower readings than it actually should. I have installed the camshaft, the rocker arms. As you can see, it is nice and shiny and it is flush. The next step will be the exhaust pressure sensor and the new vacuum pump. The next step is done. So the valve cover is on, injectors back on, tightened, fuel rail, fuel lines, fuel return line. So basically the top is back on again, as well as the vacuum pump. And now what's left to do is get the carbon cleaning done, or better said, walnut blasting. Once that is done, I'll show you the results, take the car for a test drive. And because a lot of you asked in the previous video like show you the adaptations, so what we do, what adaptations, so what data we reset after these repairs. I'll try to show you that on the computer, and that will be it for this video. So Dan has just finished with the carbon cleaning, and let us guys have a look at the results. Let me bring a flashlight. And let's have a look at the valves. I would say they turned out really great. So now again, the rest is just to put back the few parts, intake manifold, EGR parts, which are already here, cleaned. So once that is done, we're going to bleed the cooling system, and after that I'll jump into the car and show you how to reset and the adaptations and what to reset in the first place. Also Dan mentioned that we received a comment, and I noticed that as well, and it was about this, I don't know what that is, a coolant junction. So that Mazda made an upgrade of it, a metal one, and it is not the metal one, but this one leaks usually. To be honest, we've done maybe 100 now, 100 Mazdas of the 2.2, never seen that leaking. I'm not saying it can't leak, won't leak, or if I didn't see leaking, that means it won't. That's just our experience. Like, we didn't see it leaking. If someone will have that problem, obviously we're gonna replace it, or if someone asks us to get that replaced, no problem, we'll replace it. And also, like, in the comment was that it is quite hard to access. To be honest, depending on a person, I'm not saying it's that super easy, but just to take off all these parts, for us it takes maybe 30-45 minutes, as we have very big experience with that. So it's not a big of a deal, and I believe it is held by, as far as I can see, by 2 bolts and 2 clamps, so not big of a deal. Again, if someone wants us to get that done, replaced as a preventative maintenance, or if it leaks after it, we replace it, not a problem. So that was just like a side note. I'm trying to usually answer the comments in the videos, because I don't really have time to answer them one by one by writing on the YouTube page. We are up and running. We are letting the cooling system to bleed, checking for any leaks if we can see, and then I'm going to jump inside the car and do the reset of the adaptations, which I will show you which ones we do after such a repairs. So in the engine control module, we choose the special function submenu, and we're going to use the reset data and the initialization. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to reset everything we touched. So let me show you that. So we're going to reset the injectors and the MAF sensor, and then on the initialization we're going to do the EGR valve, because we removed it, and the ETB, electronic throttle body, and that's all. So let's say try with this one. So I click on it, it says turn the ignition on, okay, it will count back from 5, hit OK, and now need to turn the ignition off. And basically wait till the numbers or the counting goes down to 0. Yeah, and that's done. And now you carry on with the second one. Obviously need to turn back the ignition, it's on, and then you go to the electronic throttle button and go back to the reset data and do the MAF sensor and the injector.